見せてやる。圧倒的な実力ってやつ。僕を誰だと思っている。逃がすわけないだろ。
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here a very special fighter. Some call him Gen Narumi. I call him Japan's strongest combatant, and he truly island. You have seen him in the anime Kaiju number 8, absolutely dominating the battlefield, fighting Kaiju like nobody else can. The hair, the style, the confidence, tremendous. And he does not just talk, he delivers. In the anime, when Narumi shows up, even the Kaiju tremble. He is fast, sharp, he has the gun sword, and nobody swings it like him. He slashes, he shoots, he overwhelms a one-man army. When he says he is the strongest in Japan, folks, it is not bragging, it is a statement of fact. Now in the game, they made him just as incredible. Look at the skills. Eruption Slash deals 138% of his attack to a single Kaiju, and it splashes 69% to the others. That is crowd control and boss damage, all in one. Then his ultimate Slash Salvo, the big one, deals 199% on one Kaiju and 100% on the others. Tremendous firepower. When that ultimate comes out, it is just like the anime scene where the screen flashes, the Kaiju gets shredded, and everyone cheers. Beautiful. And the passives, folks, you cannot make this up. Eyes on the Kaiju gives 20% more damage on exposed cores. That is precision. Finishing the enemy when they are wide open. Unmatched speed. When he cracks a core, he jumps ahead 20% faster. That is momentum. You win once, you win again and again and again. Ultimate Awakening gives 20% more ultimate damage. Every time he goes for the big attack, it is boosted. You thought it was huge, it just got bigger. Even his personal passive Way of the Strongest is fantastic. If he is low on gauge, he speeds up. If he is high on gauge, he hits harder. That is balance, that is adaptability. That is why in the anime, when Narumi steps in, he can adjust to any Kaiju. No excuses, just winning. So folks, Gen Narumi is not just a character, he is the real deal. An anime hero, a game breaker, a true top attacker. And when you put the right gear on him, he is unstoppable. Now let us talk about the Uniparts. The spider type gives attack and effect hit rate, but Narumi is not a debuffer, so it is not the best. The lizard type gives attack and critical rate with a big 25% damage boost after his ultimate. Very solid and very consistent. The bovine type is for tanks, not for him. The ant type is for supports, not for him. The fungal type is the big damage set, attack plus critical damage, with a 25% bonus after his ultimate. That is perfect synergy for a pure attacker like Narumi. The wyvern type is more for team support, not his lane. So the verdict is clear. If you want Narumi to be the strongest, and we want him to be the strongest, you go with fungal type. Big damage, big wins. If you are still building critical rate, the lizard type is a fine option, very safe, very reliable. But make no mistake, Narumi with fungal gear is winning, and winning bigly, believe me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at two beautiful 5-star weapons, the GS 3305 and the GS Amatsu Mikaboshi. Both tremendous, both powerful, but only one is going to make Gen Narumi truly unstoppable. Now the GS 3305 is solid, very solid. It gives 24% slash damage right away. Every time Narumi uses a combat skill, he stacks 6% more damage up to 3 times. That is consistency, folks. And after he uses his ultimate, he gets more gauge charge. 15.6% for 2 turns. That means more rotations, more ultimates, more action. Very reliable, very safe. But the Amatsu Mikaboshi, folks, this one is different. This is raw power. 16% more critical rate, and when there are 3 or fewer kaiju on the field, which is most boss fights, he gains 18% more attack. That is huge. That is pure synergy with his crit bills, with fungal or lizard uniparts. When Narumi goes in with Amatsu Mikaboshi, he is not just hitting, he is deleting kaiju. Absolutely deleting them. So here's the truth. If you want reliability, smoother gauge cycling, and steady damage, GS 3305 will serve you well. But if you want Narumi to live up to his name as Japan's strongest combatant, if you want the big numbers, the huge bursts, and the anime level finishes, you go Amatsu Mikaboshi. That weapon makes him legendary. The verdict is clear. GS 3305 is good, but Amatsu Mikaboshi is great, believe me. Folks, let me tell you, Gen Narumi has 6 Ascensions, and they are tremendous. Ascension 1 is fantastic. 20% more combat skill damage, very powerful. You feel it right away. Ascension 2, beautiful, 10% crit rate per stack, up to 30. That's what makes Narumi land the big hits, believe me. Ascension 3, more skill levels, more damage, very solid, very reliable. Ascension 4, not so great, only good if little kaiju keep dying against bosses. It does nothing. Low priority, folks. Ascension 5, very strong. Buffs the ultimate, buffs the passive, buffs the follow-up, everything goes up. And then Ascension 6, the essence of his genius, plus 15% multiplier when stacked, absolutely the best for late game. It makes Narumi the strongest combatant, no question. So the verdict is simple. 1, 2, 3 are must-haves. 5 and 6 make him God tier, and 4 is just for farming. Tremendous character, tremendous power.